Hi, my name is Jasmine Penter. I'm a private practice counselor and a life coach at Ignite with a master's in social work. Over the last year or so, I've had some close friends, family, and clients who have been faced with losing their job. Each experience has differed to some degree, some having been laid off, others getting fired, and some have left by choice. But each person has had to come to terms with this transition and how it would define the next days and months ahead. How you might feel depends on each person and maybe even the circumstances, but likely you'll have gone through a phase of sadness and anger. You might even be shocked if it was news you weren't prepared for. Sad because you liked or loved aspects of your job. Angry because you felt like maybe you were replaceable or undervalued. Perhaps you're anxious now because you're not sure how you're going to be paying bills exactly, and you don't know what other kind of job opportunities are out there. You're worried because you know qualified friends of yours have been looking for jobs for some time. You may actually feel a little relief as well now that you have time to take care of some things and make a change maybe that you wanted to do for a while but haven't. And perhaps there's some other feelings, maybe even happiness, just to have time to think about what other opportunities are out there. Generally, there's fear attached to this no matter what. Even if the change is welcome, there's usually some fear because we don't know how the plan is going to unfold. We're hoping for the best, but we don't know when that will happen, and we may even just wonder, are things going to work out? You might be coping in various ways, initially calling your friends or family to see what kind of supports they can provide for you, to just kind of let them know what's going on. You might be seeking some advice about what jobs are out there and what you might be qualified for, asking people to kind of look for you in regards to, have they heard of their jobs at certain companies that you've heard of that you like or are interested in working for. Maybe you decide to take a few days or a week or so off, just not to schedule a whole lot because it's been a stressful time and it's kind of time to take care of yourself a little bit. Perhaps you've cried or screamed or cursed, or you've gotten snappy because things feel out of control and you're sick to your stomach with worry and just that uncertainty of what's going to happen next. You could even be belittling yourself, feeling self-doubt, unsure of what other jobs you might be good at because maybe you've been at your job for years and thinking about being somewhere else a good chunk of your days and weeks is hard to imagine when you don't know where you'll be next. So I've got some tips that can help you pull through this time. The first one, which I think is one of the hardest ones, is asking for help. And I think this is hard because we often like to do things ourselves, and it also, by asking for help, you generally need to say what you need help with, and part of that is sharing the story of how it came to be that you are no longer employed. But the good thing that this does is it allows others to give you feedback, let you know what they see as far as your strengths, what they've heard as far as jobs that are out there, different ways that could be helpful for you as you're looking at what's next. Keeping a schedule is also really important, trying to go to bed at the same time and waking up at the same time, and keeping some sort of routine because you're going to have all this time and you'll need to get focused to some degree to figure out how to apply, how to make time to interview, and also still have time to socialize, have time to take care of yourself, exercise, spend time with your friends and hobbies and things that you've been involved with or maybe had put aside. It could be an opportunity to re-engage in that. Finding a way to give back, I think, is another important one, and it's not one that everyone necessarily does, but if it's not something you've tried, it'd be a great time to do that. Finding a way to give back allows you to give something to others, allows you to use your strengths, and in return, generally you get something back. One is seeing that there's others out there that are also in need, and whether it's, helping serve meals, or working in a community garden, or just volunteering to help at an open house, or helping your friends move. Just a way to feel connected to a larger community and kind of get you out of your own head and your own situation. Fourth tip I have is practice positive thinking and gratefulness. So I'm going to give an example. You might start feeling like, what if I had just worked harder or fought for my job, or maybe there was, a decision I could have made different that would have made it so that I wasn't unemployed. A way to flip that is think about, well, if this wasn't the right fit right now, somebody in the world, whether it's at my job or maybe I chose to leave, didn't feel that was going well. Would I really want to stay in a place that didn't see the value in me being there? So seeing the positive could be, I obviously am hireable. I was hireable there, and I did a good job, or I worked hard. I know I do X, Y, and Z very well. And what other kinds of things could I be doing that would bring that out even more? Gratefulness would be, at least I have the opportunity to look for more work, or at least I have opportunity to ask my friends for help, have the time to brainstorm other possibilities that I just really haven't had time to do when I've been working, X amount of hours each week. The fifth and final tip I have is taking time to dream. And this I find is important because in order to find the next best job, a better situation, it can be really empowering to think about, what did I want to do when I was a kid? What did I want to do as a teenager? What do I want, do I have dreams about, what's my dream job? Do I have dreams about something that would be exciting, inspiring to wake up to each day? And what do I see out there in the world right now that could potentially feed me day in and day out? Often what I see is, if you take time to dream, it actually allows you time to heal from the loss of the job as well, because you now will gain excitement about the possibilities, things that might actually be better than what you've lived the last few years, perhaps. So that wraps up my video on job loss. I think the best takeaway is that I think you can do this, and I hope that things do get better and that you do find a job that feeds you in a way that you haven't even imagined. I hope you find that this is helpful. I encourage you to comment, to subscribe to these videos, and to email me. My email is Oregon, the state, OREGON, Rose@yahoo.com. And stay tuned, because next video I'm going to talk some more about self-esteem and self-doubt. Until then, take care.